The movie begins with a man lying in his bed, having a vivid and disturbing dream. In this dream, he receives a package containing a USB drive from a woman in a hijab. Suddenly, someone shoots him in the forehead. The man jolts awake, sitting straight up in bed, his breaths heavy and labored. As the narration fades, the scene shifts to Armenia, where we meet Junior. He starts his day with his usual routine: exercise, a quick shower, and a modest breakfast. His small apartment is sparsely furnished but meticulously organized, a reflection of his disciplined nature. As he exits his apartment, the sounds of the city morning greet him. He witnesses a man shouting angrily at his wife and daughter in the courtyard below. Junior pays them no mind, used to the neighborhood's frequent domestic disputes. He proceeds to his car, a well-worn but reliable vehicle, and drives to a local restaurant. The aroma of fresh coffee fills the air as he picks up 2 cups from the counter, greeting the barista with a nod. He takes a moment to appreciate the warmth of the coffee cups in his hands before heading to work at the auto repair shop where he spends his days. The shop is a haven of sorts, a place where he can lose himself in the methodical work of fixing engines and tuning up cars. At the shop, Junior settles into his routine, focusing on the intricate tasks of repairing cars and tuning engines. His employer, Paul, arrives with his usual irreverent attitude, making a snide comment about the coffee being poisoned. Junior, unamused but accustomed to Paul's humor, calmly points out that the coffee is safely at his workstation and warns Paul not to overdo it. With a carefree shrug, Paul chuckles and retorts, "You only live once, have all the coffee you can." Throughout the day, their banter lightens the atmosphere of the shop, punctuated by the clang of tools and the hum of machinery. As the workday draws to a close, Paul, always curious about Junior's plans beyond the shop, inquires about his evening agenda. Junior, known for his cryptic responses, simply smiles and replies that it's time for his actual poison. He quotes a wise man who once told him, "You only live once, have all the liquor you can." Paul raises an eyebrow in mock concern, but Junior's expression remains unreadable, hinting at depths beneath his calm exterior. Junior's days had blurred into a repetitive cycle of work and heavy drinking at his favorite bar. But one day, a glimpse of familiarity breaks through the haze. While at the restaurant, he notices the mother and daughter from his apartment, faces he'd seen in moments of conflict and now, unexpectedly, in a more tranquil setting. Intrigued by this shift in perspective, Junior decides to dine in for the first time. He chooses a table near the girl, who is deeply engrossed in sketching Superman in her worn sketchbook. Junior, with a genuine smile, compliments her artwork and strikes up a conversation about Superman. Her eyes light up with enthusiasm as she explains why she admires the superhero, his strength and his unwavering dedication to helping others. She believes that one day, Superman will come to their aid too. Moved by her innocence and hope, Junior offers a quiet piece of advice to the mother, urging her not to lose faith, as God helps those who help themselves. He then reaches into his bag and hands the girl a book, a small gesture of encouragement and perhaps a reminder of the power of hope and resilience. With that, Junior leaves the restaurant, his heart lighter than it had been in a long while. The encounter with the mother and daughter has stirred something within him, a glimpse of a different path beyond his routine of numbing the pain with alcohol. Halfway across the world in India, the bustling streets of a market hide darker intentions. A gang, meticulously planning their next move, waits in anticipation for their target. They discreetly trail a car through the chaotic maze of vendors and shoppers, their movements calculated amidst the vibrant chaos. Meanwhile, amidst the vibrant chaos, Harry, a friend of Junior's, plays a soulful tune on his instrument nearby, his music weaving through the bustling soundscape. Nearby, a mother and her daughter, Jess, emerge from a store. Jess, her eyes sparkling with wonder, spots a unicorn toy and excitedly darts off towards it. Unbeknownst to them, an elderly man stands peacefully browsing books at a nearby stall when suddenly, without warning, the gang's meticulously laid plans erupt into violence. Shots ring out, shattering the market's tranquility and sending panicked shoppers scattering in all directions. During the chaos, the mother is injured, and Jess, in a tragic twist of fate, loses her life. The crossfire claims casualties on both sides. The gang members, caught off guard by unexpected resistance, find themselves in a deadly exchange of gunfire. One member falls, another is wounded, forcing the survivors to abandon their plans and flee into the maze of alleys and bustling streets, leaving behind a scene of devastation and heartbreak. The media swiftly reports on the tragic shootout at Prime Hub Market, emphasizing the heartbreaking loss of several innocent bystanders, including a 7-year-old girl. Speculation swirls as the identities of the mother and daughter remain a mystery, heightening public interest and sympathy. The mother's photograph is broadcast across news channels, appealing for any information that could shed light on the victims' identities and their connection to the incident. Amidst the chaos, the police delve deeper into the investigation, uncovering a shocking revelation that sends tremors through both the criminal underworld and law enforcement circles alike. It emerges that the mother and daughter were previously recorded as deceased, a fact that stuns the conspirators and authorities alike. The injured woman is identified as Samira, Junior's wife, and the tragic loss of life is confirmed to be his daughter. As the gravity of the situation sinks in, law enforcement realizes the implications of Junior's notorious past. Once an illegal undercover soldier known for his lethal skills, Junior had left the military under contentious circumstances due to his uncontrollable nature, subsequently becoming an outlaw in the eyes of the state. His daughter had been his anchor, the only person capable of tempering his violent tendencies. With her untimely death, fears spread like wildfire of Junior's inevitable descent into vengeance. The authorities brace themselves for the storm that threatens to engulf them, knowing that Junior's thirst for retribution may know no bounds. During the intense investigation, tracing a suspicious phone call leads the police to a number in Armenia, adding an international dimension to the unfolding drama. Meanwhile, Junior, consumed by grief and a thirst for justice, takes matters into his own hands. He surrenders himself in Armenia, boldly demanding extradition to India where he believes the answers to his family's tragedy lie. Once in Indian custody, Junior faces brutal torture, the physical pain paling in comparison to the haunting flashbacks of his life with Samira. Memories of their joyful engagement, the anticipation of her pregnancy announcement, and the fateful decision to leave his covert military role, which ultimately set off a chain of events leading to his daughter's death, torment him relentlessly. As the legal process unfolds, Junior is ordered to attend his daughter's somber funeral, a heartbreaking moment that further fuels his resolve for justice. En route to the High Court for formal proceedings, Junior seizes a fleeting opportunity. With raw determination, he overpowers the escorting officers and escapes into the chaos of the city. Finding refuge with his steadfast ally, Harry, Junior retreats to his former home, a now desolate reminder of happier times with his daughter. There, amidst the remnants of their life together, Junior begins piecing together the fragmented clues surrounding the attack. He uncovers a startling truth: the gang was not responsible for the intended victim's death. Instead, through dogged investigation and Harry's resourcefulness, Junior identifies the true culprit. Harry tracks down the sub-inspector entrusted with protecting Rajesh Sharma, the man Junior believed was the target. Under intense interrogation, the officer confesses to accepting a bribe and failing in his duty. Shockingly, he reveals that he found Rajesh alive after the attack and, driven by greed and betrayal, took matters into his own hands, murdering Rajesh himself. The revelation leads Junior deeper into a web of deceit and corruption, uncovering the true mastermind behind the carefully orchestrated murder, Hawa Singh. Now armed with crucial information, Junior prepares to confront those responsible, his quest for justice burning brighter than ever amidst the shadows of grief and betrayal. Informed of the inspector's murder, Hawa Singh insists that the ongoing Shiv Puja ceremony should proceed without disruption, unaware that Junior is closing in. Determined to confront Singh and uncover the truth, Junior and Harry storm the ceremony, swiftly dispatching Singh's men in a tense and violent confrontation. Cornering Hawa Singh amidst the chaos, Junior demands answers. Singh, defiant to the end, taunts Junior, revealing a shocking revelation: the true mastermind behind the conspiracy is Edward Kalo, based in Georgia. Singh explains that Kalo's son, enamored with a girl in India, sparked a chain of events orchestrated by Kalo's brother, leading to the abduction and tragedy that befell Junior's family. Despite offering evidence to support his claims, Singh meets his end at Junior's hand, driven by a thirst for justice and closure. Desperate to capture Junior and faced with mounting public pressure, the police resort to drastic measures. They manipulate the media, painting Junior as a heinous criminal responsible for the tragic events at Prime Hub Market. The false narrative spreads like wildfire, tarnishing Junior's name and driving him further into isolation. Meanwhile, amidst the turmoil, Samira returns home to find Junior waiting for her. Their reunion is bittersweet, overshadowed by the weight of recent events. Junior, his voice heavy with sorrow, explains that his return is not permanent, a truth that shatters Samira's already fragile heart. She shares with him the heartbreaking details of their daughter Jess, who had been eagerly anticipating her daddy's return, unaware of the darkness that now surrounds him. Tears welling in her eyes, Samira makes a solemn plea to Junior, her voice trembling with grief and determination. She implores him to promise that when he eventually confronts those responsible for their suffering, he will not merely seek justice but exact a merciless reckoning. She asks him to make them beg for death before granting it, a stark testament to the depths of anguish and vengeance consuming her shattered world. After the emotional exchange with Samira, Junior prepares for his journey to Georgia, accompanied by his loyal friend Ajay. Ajay, a devoted father to his daughter Sarah, welcomes Junior into their home where Sarah, full of innocence, quickly bonds with Junior through playful interactions before drifting off to sleep. In the quiet moments that follow, Junior confides in Ajay about his quest for vengeance, revealing that Edward Kalo is the true mastermind behind the tragedy that befell his family. Ajay, aware of Kalo's notorious reputation as a devil incarnate involved in illicit activities such as arms dealing, drug trafficking, and human exploitation, warns Junior of the immense danger he faces. Despite the perilous odds, Ajay pledges his unwavering support, hearkening back to their days as steadfast partners in crime. Meanwhile, back in India, the police intensified their efforts to capture Junior. They apprehend his mentor, a figure who once guided Junior but now finds himself in the crosshairs of law enforcement. During interrogation, the mentor paints a chilling portrait of Junior, a relentless and unstoppable force driven not by survival but by a primal urge to kill. He describes Junior as a man consumed by grief and rage, capable of extreme acts of violence that defy conventional understanding. In Georgia, Junior meticulously executes his plan, beginning with the calculated assassination of Edward Kalo's brother, a move intended to draw out the elusive mastermind. Enraged by the brazen attack, Edward swiftly retaliates by ordering his ruthless men to strike back. Their target, Ajay and someone dear to him, they launch a chilling abduction operation, seizing Ajay's beloved daughter, Sarah, from the safety of their home. Unfazed by the escalating stakes, Junior embarks on a daring mission to confront Edward directly. In a daring move, he infiltrates Edward's heavily guarded compound, but his audacity leads to his capture. Facing Edward in a tense standoff, Junior refuses to yield despite the dire circumstances. Edward, desperate to gain the upper hand, attempts to use Sarah as leverage against Junior. However, Junior calmly reveals his strategic move: he has captured Edward's son, Michael, turning the tables and escalating the standoff to a deadly game of hostages and negotiation. The tension reaches a boiling point as both sides navigate a precarious balance of power. The showdown intensifies when Junior manages a daring escape with Sarah, leading Edward's relentless forces on a high-stakes chase to a secluded cottage in the wilderness. With Sarah safely hidden in a car, Junior transforms the cottage into a deadly trap, using his military skills to eliminate many of Edward's men in a series of cunningly laid traps and ambushes. Despite his best efforts, Edward and his remaining forces locate Sarah. Junior emerges from hiding, his resolve hardened by a father's love and a vow of vengeance. With the ferocity of a one-man army, he engages in a desperate battle to protect Sarah, fighting off Edward's men with unmatched determination and skill. After ensuring Sarah's safety by sending her to the police, Junior makes a solemn decision to stay behind in the secluded cottage, surrounded by the aftermath of his relentless pursuit of justice. In India, amidst a swirl of media scrutiny, the press questions the police's portrayal of Junior. Is he truly a cold-blooded murderer, or a grief-stricken father driven to extreme measures for justice? The authorities assert that Junior would never dare to return to India, convinced of his guilt and the danger he poses. However, defying expectations, Samira steps forward with unwavering conviction. She boldly declares to the press that Junior will indeed come back. Her faith in him and her understanding of the depths of his love for their daughter propel her certainty. True to Samira's declaration, Junior returns to India, his resolve unyielding despite the weight of the accusations and the trail of devastation left in his wake. His journey of vengeance has exacted a heavy toll, leaving behind a path marked by bloodshed and shattered lives. Yet, amidst the darkness, it has also sparked a flicker of hope among those who have stood by him. As Junior stands ready to face the consequences of his actions, he carries with him the enduring love for his daughter and the profound grief of an unhealed wound etched deep within his soul. His war is far from over, but at this moment, he remains steadfast, prepared to confront whatever fate awaits him, driven by a father's fierce determination and a vow to see justice served.
Remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more movies like this.